120. Secret behind the good effects of good action. If you have performed a good action, you will reap the consequences of that action after death. But the mind can experience its good consequences, if and only if it has a body. One experiences joy and agony, pleasure and pain, only if one has a brain, nerve cells and nerve fibers. If there is no physical body, how can there be any experience? So the thought of experiencing that pleasure in heaven is nothing but sheer fantasy. There is no logic behind it. That is why, in Ananda Sutram, it is said, "Na svargo na rasatala," there is neither heaven nor hell. Where is the question of pleasure and pain in the absence of the physical body? So, the fantasy of heaven is completely erroneous. You have to come to the world again so that past samskaras attain fruition. One has to perform actions in order to restore the mind to its normal state from vikriti, the distortions caused by previous actions. What does a wise person do, then? In the Mahabharata, when the 5 Pandavas were in exile, they were spending their days in great suffering during their exile in the forest, even though Yudhishthira, as king, had performed great acts of charity. Then, Draupadi caustically remarked to Yudhishthira, "Very well, very well." So what did Yudhishthira say, then? "I do not expect anything in return whenever I do anything good. I desire no result. I want to offer the good results of my good actions to the Lord, and I should reap the bad consequences of my bad actions. I will not give those to the Lord. I should not come to this world to reap the consequences of good actions that are done through me. Whenever I do anything, I offer it to the Lord. O Lord, take the consequences of this auspicious action. I also say, let me have for myself the inauspicious consequences of my inauspicious actions." This is indeed the path of a pure, saintly and truthful person. This is the secret behind escaping from the good consequences of a good action. One may say that it is nice to undergo the good consequences of one's righteous actions. But this is not the way things are. There is no real good gained by this. While experiencing the good consequences of one's righteous actions, one may commit 3 or 4 wrong acts. Thus one has to then come again to reap the consequences of such unrighteous acts. One has to transcend the cycle of actions and reactions. One must desist from wrong actions. I will restrain myself from unrighteous actions. I shall not do anything unjust, come what may. I shall fight against evil. I shall fold my hands before a righteous person. This is the lifestyle of a righteous person. I shall be vociferous against injustice and shall remain humble before a righteous individual. I shall commit no evil. I shall do as much good as possible, and while doing so, I shall tell Paramapurusha at every step, that I desire no reward and want nothing auspicious, in return for my good deeds. Let these be yours,